What's going on, people? It's your boy Forde, aka Forde Have Mercy, and welcome to day 5 of the international break. Now, I've given you quite a lot this week. Looking back at it, I've given you goals, I've given you assists, and I've also given you the best wins as well. So, before I get into today, there's a couple of things that I need to talk about that I haven't talked about already. Now, the first thing is Joey Barton. Yes, he's an ex-player of ours. Back when we was in the Championship the last time, that was probably his best moments for the club. Obviously that, and obviously part of the 4-4 game against Arsenal. But he did have quite a few bad times, and it's no surprise that he's been released by Rangers FC. Now, I'm not going to get into all of that because technically, well, it's not even technically, he's not even ours. He was ours many moons ago. But the question that's been bandied around on social media is, should we take him back? And my answer to that is simple: no. A couple of reasons why. One, we have much better players in the team than him. You know, the likes of Shelby, Hayden, even Colback to an extent can do a job better than Joey Barton. And then two, why would you want to rock the boat as well? You know, it was reported when Chris Hughton was in charge, he was part of the players' revolt. Him, Kevin Nolan, Alan Smith, and Steve Harper as well was another one, was all part of this sort of players' committee, you know, not necessarily to get Chris Hughton out, but apparently contributed to Chris Hughton being sacked from the club. So why would you want to bring someone who was part of that to the club and then kind of mess with the whole synergy of the club, what's going on in the dressing room? Now, there's only one voice that needs to be heard, and that's Rafa's. Why would you need to bring in another voice into the dressing room, another ego, when we've already got rid of plenty of those already? So my answer to that is no. Why would you do that? Now, the second thing, we've been linked with a couple of players. Obviously, it's coming up to January very, very soon. I'm sure Rafa's got stuff going on behind the scenes. And one name that keeps popping up a lot that I haven't really heard of is a winger, a Republic of Ireland winger from Dundalk called Daryl Horgan. Now, apparently he's 24 years old, played Europa League football, been compared to Damien Duff, a player that we know very well, don't we? But I really can't see it. I mean, I know he's been linked with a lot of clubs. He's been linked with a lot of clubs in the Premier League, in Championship, and of course in MLS as well. Why would we go down that route? I think in January, correct me if I'm wrong, we're going to go for players of a higher level that's already played in the Premier League already. You know, yes, we do need another winger. Aaron's still not back yet. Atsu's not technically ours. So really and truly now we only have Richie and Gouffran as out and out wingers. And Rafa likes to have 2 players in each position like I do, so I can see us signing another winger. Whether it's this Horgan guy or not remains to be seen. But those are the 2 subjects that I just wanted to get out of the way. If you've got anything more about that, then please let me know in the comment section below. Now, the main topic of this video, as you've probably seen in the title, is Rafa's top 5 moments. Now, he's probably got a load more. I know he's got a load more to come. We're only in November at the moment, obviously it's international break. So I'm obviously going through some of the things that happened in the season already. Now, as I said, I'm only going to do a top 5. I could be here for hours, literally here for hours, going through Rafa's top moments. We'll go through the 5 that's meant a lot to me, personally. And before I do that, I'm going to give a couple of honourable mentions. The first one is, of course, signing a 3-year deal at the club. That's without a given, you know. Obviously, him signing a 3-year deal at Newcastle United while we're in the Championship, that's a given as well. The second one as well is probably getting rid of Moussa Sissoko, and you're probably thinking, why is that not in there? You'll see why in a moment. Now, starting at number 5, you might not agree with this one, but I've got my reasons for it, so please hear me out on this one. First top moment by Rafa Benitez is dropping Matt Sells to the bench. Now, some people might say it was harsh, he wasn't given enough playing time, but to me, it was a stroke of genius. These are the reasons why. In the Championship, we haven't got the time to be betting in players because there's high expectations and high hopes when Rafa Benitez signed that 3-year deal. And I'm sure that one of them was to get us into the Premier League within the first time of asking. Now, in goal, you make a mistake, it's usually very crucial. Now, Sells, again, he was looking a bit shaky. That's the reason why I call him Shaky Stevens. But at the same time, his record in terms of clean sheets is pretty good. But if you don't have that command of your area and your back four, then the rest of the team don't have that faith in you. And that's what kind of led him to be dropped. And obviously, Darlow promoted into his place. Now, Was it wrong to have all that abuse thrown at him? Of course it was. You know, he's still a Newcastle United player. He's not done anything wrong, but at the same time, we need someone who knows the division and who's comfortable in that spot, and that's definitely Darlow. Already played in there, and obviously it just goes to show that Rafa Benitez isn't afraid to put his money where his mouth is when it comes to making big decisions like that. Similar decision when he dropped Lascelles after he had a bit of a shock against Huddersfield, worked in our favour, and again it was good to see him do the same thing with Sells and treat everyone on an even kill. So well done to you, Rafa, for that one. And number 4, yes, I'm probably a bit biased on this one, seeing this as it's the industry that I actually work in. Keeping the media on side. So crucial to keep the media on side, because they will have your back even when times are tough, especially like now when John Joe Shelby is up shit's creek without a paddle, let's face it. So if that was a couple of years ago, you know, Rafa's head and John Joe's head probably would have been hung out to dry. But at the moment, seeing as everything's going well, it's been reported on, but at the same time, most of the bad stuff, the negative stuff, hasn't been highlighted too much, and that's down to Rafa's presence in the media. Rafa's not shy of having an interview. I've interviewed him plenty of times myself in my job, and again, he's not shy of obviously putting players up to be interviewed as well, because they've got nothing to hide, and it's a blessing, and it's how it should have been done from years ago, really and truly. Now, getting the media on side, especially the local media in the region, is the key to success in my book, and it's a credit to the man himself. Right, so at number 3, oh God, there's going to be some arguments about this one, definitely. Giving Gale the number 9 shirt. Now, I wasn't the biggest fan of this decision. I honestly still think it should have gone to Mitro, but it's a stroke of genius again by Rafa Benitez. Now, giving Gale the number 9 shirt not only gave him the confidence to go out and score, but have some ownership finally at a football club. If you watched Dwight Gale's career, he's kind of being pushed from pillar to post. Yes, he was a big prospect at Peterborough, then went on to Crystal Palace, did okay there, got some goals. In fact, I think he was leading goal scorer for the club, but he wasn't in favour with Alan Pardew. No shot there. And obviously came in for a big fee, and not only for a big fee, but he was given, I want to say the burden, but the responsibility of the number 9 shirt. And obviously people at Newcastle United know how much of a big responsibility having the number 9 shirt. Now, it's been worn by some right people or some wrong people as well. You know, obviously the last person to wear the shirt prior to Gale was Papi Cisse, and you know, up and down like some scales. Let's put it like that. But giving Gale the number 9 shirt, stroke of genius once again. I like that term. And again, obviously it just goes to show what it's done to him. Obviously scoring 11 goals in 12 games. Would he have done that if he wasn't given the number 9 shirt? You know, if it was given to someone else and, you know, he was a bit part player again at a club? I don't think so. So, awesome move, fantastic move by Rafa, and hopefully Gale can get at least 20 goals this season. And number 2, I like this one a lot. Giving Jamal Lascelles the captain's armband. Now, if you think about it, there was only one person for the job, really and truly now. Back in the last season, who was the only one to pipe up? Yeah, Jamal Lascelles. Apparently, he was given a go to Daryl Yam at one game when he had the absolute stinker. So many games, I don't know the game in particular, but I remember reading that and thinking, go on, my son. Obviously, we remember the Southampton route when we got smashed to pieces. And again, for me, that was just the signs of a young leader there as well. And he can only go on from strength to strength now. Obviously, he's been linked with Chelsea in recent weeks. He's not going anywhere. I hope not anyway. You know, given the responsibility as captain at such a young age at our club as well, you don't need to go anywhere and be a bit part player at Chelsea. You're a mainstay, pretty much a mainstay in this team. You know, the first on the team sheet, and you're given the responsibility of captain of this club. And think about all the illustrious captains at the club. Why would you need to leave here? Again, as I'm going to say again, another stroke of genius by Rafa Benitez. And at number 1, yes, I could rant about this one for ages. Yes, taking full control of all the transfers at the club. Ins and outs, loans in, loans out, you name it. Rafa Benitez has to sign it off first. I'm sure it's something along those lines anyway. But none of this kind of director of football going through Graham Carr business no more. Yes, he might have a say in matters, but he does not have the final say, put it that way. And if you look at it now, the players that we've signed, I think 12 signings that we've made, everyone able to do a job, at least to do a job at this level. Maybe not at the next level, but again, that is what we needed. None of this lopsided business where we have 25 midfielders and 1 attacker. Everyone's fighting for their places, 2 players in each position, and we've got rid of all of that dead wood. And again, that kind of coincides with what I said with the honourable mentions about Sissoko as well. Getting rid of Sissoko is a what? Yes, you guessed it, stroke of genius. Yes, getting rid of Wijnaldum is a what? Stroke of genius. I could go through all of them and say all of them individually, but you know what I think about it. Being here at the moment, top of the league, quarter-final place in the EFL Cup, 30 odd million in the black as well, going into the transfer window, stroke of genius. Now guys, if you like the video, you know what to do by now. Thank you for taking time out to listen to me rant on and rave on. I'm probably going to take a break for this weekend, but again, if I feel like it, I might upload another video. But thank you guys for listening. Take care of yourselves, guys. See you all soon. Keep it tuned.